0331 machine gunner. I am the team leader for Bravo Team in 411. I joined the unit on April 4th, and I've been doing this ever since. I have been teaching these courses every single day for a month now. I have taught 33 courses and 89 people over that last month. Let's go ahead and have each of you introduce yourselves. We'll start with Mr. Martin.
I am with Haymaker 1, Platoon Corpsman. I've been in the unit, I believe, since February. I've been with Haymaker 1 since, I believe, for 2 or 3 months now. Or 4 months.
Excellent. Mr. Chandler, how about yourself?
David Chandler, real name. Been in 15th for about 2 months, maybe a little more. Started off in Gamma 2-3 Alpha under Sergeant Gruff, who I regard as probably one of the best squad leaders I've ever had the pleasure of being associated with. Got moved to Raider 1-1, where I got my 13 position for 1-1 Bravo. Had it for approximately 2 weeks. Don't really know what to say about that, really. That's about it.
Perfect. Mr. Hines, how about yourself?
Name's PFC Hines. Been in the 15th since last year, August. Been in the reserves for a long while. Just came back this summer. Started off in the AVs, got transferred to India Battery 312 for assistant gunner for Gun 6. Yep.
Awesome. And Mr. Biggs is just an observer, so yeah.
Thanks for that.
You bet, Biggs. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Private T. Biggs. I am also with Gambler Floor as well as Jones. I'm in the assault section now, whereas he's machine guns. I'm the leader of 423 Bravo, the assault team. And I've been in the 15th since the beginning of July, and right at the beginning, and I knew where I wanted to be, and I'm here, so I'm glad.
Awesome. Alrighty. If you gentlemen will scroll down to page 3, we will begin by having Mr. Martin read the first 3 paragraphs.
Starting at fighter leader concept, I'm guessing?
That's affirmative.
Okay. The fighter leader concept is the concept that every battlefield leader is both a combatant and leader, and therefore the most effective way to lead is by example. The larger a unit, a fighter leader is responsible for more. He must delegate his authority to subordinates, and the less he is able to lead. By example, the fighting leader is an ultimate example of a fighter/leader and demonstrates how he wants orders carried out by example. Nonetheless, all fighter leaders must lead by example to the best of their ability, no matter the size of their unit. Lead from the front. All combat leaders are expected to lead from the front. This applies from the fighting leader up to the MEU commanding officer. What this means is practices being at the point of friction at all times. Point of friction. The point of friction is a term of any part of plan or action that is most difficult, is most important, or has the most need for strong leadership. The point of friction is what every leader should identify in his own plans or actions, and position that itself at point of friction in order to be able to react to any changes as fast as possible.
Awesome. Alrighty. Let's have Mr. Chandler read elements of attack down to actions on the objective and stop there.
Elements of attack. During an attack on a fixed named position, the combat leader should make every effort to establish an assaulting element, a supporting element, and a security element. Assault element. The assault element's responsibility is to close a distance to the enemy and destroy him with small arms and light armoured anti-armour weapons. Support element. The support elements are responsibility is to establish fire superiority, suppress the enemy, and enemy assets, and allow freedom of movement for the assault element. Security element. The security element's responsibility is to provide security for the attacker's flanks to the rear and alert the combat leader of any enemy counterattacks or the movement of the enemy forces. It must be emphasized that all three elements are dictated by the manpower and assets available for the mission. They do not have to all be the same size or same type of unit. For instance, an example could be as follows. Assault element, 1 infantry squad with an attached corpsman. Support elements, 2 infantry squads, 1 small team, 1 mortar team. Security element, 1 AH, 1 Z Cobra.
Alrighty, thank you. Let's have Mr. Hines read half of the next page.
Half of it. Okay. Actions and objectives. After reaching an objective and securing it, where there are a series of pre-planned actions that a unit takes. These are called actions on the objective. Typically, this consists of establishing a hasty defense. Hasty 180. Immediately after securing an objective, the safest place that exists is the area the unit just moved through. This area will not remain safe for long, as enemy units can flank the attacking unit. By immediately after securing an object, the attacking unit forms a 180-degree perimeter facing the direction of attack in anticipation of an enemy counterattack. Consolidating 360. After establishing a hasty 180 and determining that no enemy counterattack is immediate, the unit forms a 360-degree perimeter. Fields of fire. Once the perimeter is set, small unit leaders examine the positions of their subordinates and ensure that they have the best cover, concealment, and fields of fire as possible. Some unit leaders also utilize their support weapons and smalls to face the most likely avenue of approach. Ace reports. Once the perimeter is checked, small unit leaders gather ace reports to forward up their chain of command. Ace stands for ammunition, casualties, and equipment. When asked for an ace report, all individuals will give their immediate superior and estimate of their remaining ammunition, their status as a casualty, and any notice of special equipment failure or expenditure. These reports are then forwarded up the chain of command by small unit leaders.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Hines. SAFE, an acronym to help unit leaders remember the first and most important steps of establishing a hasty defense is SAFE. This stands for Security, Automatic Weapon Employment, Fields of Fire, and Entrenchment. Security. The unit immediately establishes basic security covering all sectors. Automatic Weapon Employment. Element leaders hand-place their automatic weapons on the most likely avenues of approach. Fields of Fire. Element leaders ensure all subordinates have appropriate interlocking fields of fire and there are no gaps in the security. Entrenchment. Leaders ensure that subordinates begin making basic fighting positions. If the unit is expected to stay in position for an extended period of time, engineers may be called to build semi-permanent fighting positions and obstacles. Alrighty, gentlemen, for exercise 1, I'm going to give you a Twiddler link. Please do not write on it at all. There you go. For this exercise, we are going to be doing a war game exercise. You will be in control of one friendly infantry squad at an assembly area. That is 3 fire teams. You will have knowledge of one enemy fire team on the map. However, I will be placing 1 to 3 unknown enemy positions of unknown strength somewhere on the map, hidden. Your mission will be the infantry fire team that you know about. That is your primary objective. However, know that I can place up to 3 enemy positions. So keep that in mind as you go about your objective. Alrighty, we'll start with Mr. Chandler. Mr. Chandler, at this building marked in blue is the enemy fire team. They're, I don't know, beating off in that building, having a circle jerk, something like that. You will be convoying up to that yellow mark up there. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. That building marked in blue is your primary objective. What you're going to do is you can draw on the map, using whatever color you want, I guess, and tell us how you're going to employ all 3 of your fire teams throughout this area. Keep in mind that there are 1 to 3 unknown enemy positions of an unknown strength somewhere on this map. You
Hey, so to
have...
confirm, I'm starting
Yeah.
from the yellow marker, pushing down to the compound.
Yes, that is where your convoy halted, at the edge of that dirt road over there.
Okay. I've got 3 fire teams, correct?
Yes. Explain to us what you're going to do with your 3 fire teams.
Okay. First thing I would do is drive to approximately here. I would herringbone all 3 Vics at this exact position. The front Vic would be looking towards here. Second Vic would be looking down this area here, making sure he weren't being flanked. The third Vic would be again, who would be parked around here, would be looking in this direction. On scouting the area, I would push the first Vic in a soft dismount position up to the first line here to scout out that remaining area. If that area was secure, I would push the first Vic back towards this intersection, on the second and third Vic back to approach. We would then continue down this road, taking a left at the T section, probably dismounting behind this compound here with the first and second Vic. The third Vic would push through to this compound, secure that compound and set up a 360, likewise with Vic 1 and Vic 2. From Vic 1 and Vic 2, once we've scouted the area out over this side, and potentially, if we can see, over defilade to this building here, we would make our way down this MSR on foot, with vehicle support sticking in situ. I would probably use 1 fire team to do this only. The idea from there is to push up in this concealment here. From that concealment, they will then cover my second fire team. We would push along the exact same route, however we would deviate along this concealment, hopefully pushing all the way around and pushing into this building. You continue?
Yeah.
Once they've pushed into that building, they've cleared it and secured it. The third fire team, who's then securing us from the rear here, would push up their Humvee, would drive their Humvee all the way down the Marks route, up to the back side of that building, preferably maybe there, looking towards the compound that direction. I would probably then bring the third fire team's Vic from the dismount point up to this point here, going down this road, being an early warning system. Making sure we keep an eye on this particular building here. From there, I would ensure once my perimeter is secured both to my flank, my sides, I would push the first team in the adjacent building opposite the compound to push up along this wall here. securing that side. I would then break, hopefully the fire team leaders would break off red team and blue team. Blue team would possibly situate themselves on that edge of the wall looking into the compound. While they've got set up on that side of the corner, I would send the second team in, pushing up to this side of the corner, securing that side. Simultaneously, while doing that, the Vic that is over here would then push back to this building, again providing cover. I'd make sure that the machine gunner and the ammo bearer would got into the building in a defensive position, covering out this direction and also this direction. Meanwhile, the 50 cal is still looking in this direction. From there, I would do a simultaneous attack with both teams on the enemy compound, push in, clear both buildings, and then set up a perimeter around the compound. How's that?
Perfect. Let me reveal to you the enemy positions I have placed. In that water there, I placed an enemy gunboat, where your teams overlooking here would have been able to take that out using the 50, so the gunboat is dead. I placed an enemy fire team in that building there, which your fire team from that building moved there, so that team is dead. I placed an enemy roadblock up there on that road. However, you had a 50 almost constantly looking that direction, so that roadblock is dead. And you moved up, had a fire team assault this compound. Main objective complete. Excellent work.
Thank you.
If you look up in the top right hand corner of your screen, there's an undo button. Use that to erase your marks, please.
That was fantastic, if I might say so myself.
Beautiful work.
Thank you. However, I'm now going to fail miserably and not find the undo button.
It's underneath the save button up in the top right hand corner. You may be zoomed out too far or something.
The way I can zoom in?
Control and then scroll with your mouse wheel.
Ah. Nope, I still can't see it.
Really?
Oh wait, there we go. Undo. Is that it?
Yes. Alrighty, who's going next? Any volunteers? Alrighty, Mr. Hines, you're volunteering.
Oh boy. Good.
Alrighty, where do we want to do this? Okay. Alrighty, in blue, coming from this point, marked in blue, traveling along that road, going off this way, there will be an enemy convoy moving in that area. You will be doing a beach assault, marked in yellow, coming from the water, coming up here, and stopping at that house there. That is your staging point for your squad. From here on out, it is up to you how you want to attack the enemy convoy.
The enemy convoy is coming from the right side to the left from the mark that you made, right?
Yes, from the right to the left.
And I got 3 squads, 3 fire teams.
3 fire teams, affirm.
Alright, so... Right. So, 3 fire teams coming in. I would really split them up. I wouldn't let all of them come in at the same time. I would let probably the first fire team come and dismount off of their boat somewhere out here. Get the second one directly at the house. And the third one would provide cover while these 2 come in. Third one would probably be about right here. In cover for these 2 to come in. When these 2 teams are secure the compound right here, the third one would come and regroup with the second team. Knowing that we have enemy coming from on the dirt road right there, we would I would set up a firing position somewhere about here with my first team. This building here, I would get one of my fire teams to ensure that there's no one inside of this little compound here. That would probably be my second fire team. My third fire team would probably get them to go along the coast side somewhere here and probably try and get behind these trees around here. I would have one of my fire teams watching the road along this end. I would have a second fire team showing that there's nothing around this area, and they would be keeping their focus this side. I'd have some machine gunners and a small team. I would also have my small team somewhere right here.
Be advised, you do not have the use of a small team.
Don't have the use of a small team? Okay.
3 rifle teams, that is.
3 rifle teams, okay. I think that would be good. I'll have them watch this house, this compound here as well. In case there are any enemy contacts there. They would scan out here. Watching these houses out here. In case there's any soft dismounts from the enemy squad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. Seeing as how I chose a convoy for this one, I put a total of 3 fire teams into the convoy, which is an enemy squad. And then at this compound marked in yellow, I put an enemy sniper. So the sniper had a clear line of sight on that fire team there. However, this fire team was safe. And this fire team, all through here, was safe. However, this fire team fell under attack, which it is one sniper, so they probably took him out. Minimal casualties. Sniper's dead. You still have the rest of your group to attack the convoy. Dead. Excellent work.
Thank you very much.
You may erase your marks with the undo button, please. Alrighty, Mr. Martin, you're up.
Alright.
Alright, what do we want to do this time? Let's go. Alrighty. This is friendly held territory. On the right side of that blue line is friendly held territory. Everything to the left of that is enemy territory. There is an enemy fire team at a roadblock right there, and they have been lobbing 40 Mike and rockets into friendly territory. Your objective is to eliminate that fire team and any other possible contacts in the area.
Alright.
Oh,
the 3
I forgot to give you your staging area. My bad. Your staging area is you have convoyed to this point and gotten into this compound. That's your staging area.
Okay, I would have each fire team dismount. Actually, correction, I would have 2 fire teams dismount, 1, or they are dismount actually.
It's up to you.
Okay. 2 fire teams dismount and pretty much walk up to here, and have a Humvee parked in front of this compound and search the surrounding areas. I would have a fire team then march up along the shoreline, up into this tree line to try to flank on the roadblock area. Have another fire team flank on the other end and around and search this outlying area and try to see if they can flank on this end of the roadblock. While they're doing that, have the Humvee push up. Also on the shoreline, go around to the back side, and about here, it would dismount, move up from to that line here, and possibly flank, and also move up to this compound. Get a pretty much what it would be is a outlying scouting fire team to see if anything's moving up with the team here, to see if they have any reinforcements moving in. So over here they would flank in, over here they would flank and fire from the tree line.
Is that everything?
If that's my objective, yes.
Alrighty, let me reveal. I placed an enemy gunboat there, an enemy gunboat there, and a secondary fire team along with the first fire team at the roadblock. So, your team moving along this area came under fire from the gunboat. Your team moving along this area also came under fire from the gunboat. We will say that you lost 2 members out of each team. However, you did eliminate the targets. So, with your last 2 members sweeping around, there was nobody in these compounds here or here, so they were free to envelop the enemy and flank them while their other fire team was able to destroy them. Mission complete. Good job. Minimal casualties. Alrighty, back to the document. More reading. Yay. We will begin with offensive operations. Ultimate success in battle is achieved by offensive action. A commander must take every opportunity to seize the initiative by offensive action and take the battle to the enemy. The purpose of offensive operations is to defeat the enemy. A commander may undertake offensive actions for the following reasons: destroy enemy forces and equipment, deceive and divert the enemy, deprive them of resources, gain information, secure key terrain, hold the enemy in position, disrupt enemy actions or preparations. You have forms of attack. You have your typical flanking attack, which is a maneuver designed to move around to the sides of the enemy while possibly utilizing a small force to poke at them at the front to draw their attention, so you're free to hit them in the ribs. You have your envelopment attack, which is designed to move all the way around and attack the enemy from his flanks and his rear. This may also use a small force to occupy the enemy's attention facing forwards. Then you have your full frontal attack, balls gone, just full-on attack. Simple. Components of an offensive operation. Oftentimes, the best way to organize your forces in an offensive operation are by splitting them into 3 elements. This is similar to the attacking, supporting, and security elements discussed earlier, but on a larger scale. These elements are the main attack, supporting attack, and reserves. Main attack. This is where you put your full weight and power into. This is the main effort. They will be attacking the main objective. Your supporting attack. They are working in conjunction with the main attack to pin down enemy's forces, deceive them, control vital ground. Basically, they are helping out the main attack in any way that they can. Then you have your reserves. They are held under control of the commander as a maneuvering force to influence future action. Basically, they can reinforce the other attacks, or they can act as a QRF or chase down the opponent if he begins to retreat. You have your types of operations. You have a deliberate attack, which is pretty self-explanatory. It is just an attack. You're going right at the enemy. You know where he's at. You know what power he has. You're going full force with everything you got. You have your movement to contact, which is designed to make or regain contact with the enemy. It typically ends in a hasty attack on enemy position or some form of decisive engagement after making contact with the enemy. You have your recon and force, which is designed to discover or test the enemy's strengths, with the primary purpose of recon and force to discover information. A commander must be ready to take advantage of tactical advantages. Basically, you have enough people that if you see a chance, you can go at the enemy and exploit it. Then you have your defensive operations, designed to protect friendly forces and deny enemy options. Purposes are as follows: deny the enemy freedom of movement, delay an enemy's advance, deny the enemy access to key terrain, protect friendly and civilian forces, deny the enemy access to resources. Your types of defensive operations. You have your hasty defense. This is set up usually immediately following an offensive operation in which you have secured ground and you need to prepare to defend yourselves against a possible counterattack. They are not typically planned in depth. You have your deliberate defense, which is your setup on a specific piece of terrain. You may have called engineers out to set up bunkers, shit like that. You're set. You're ready for anything. Then you have your blocking action, which is designed to deny the access of key roads or network of roads to the enemy and deny them freedom of movement throughout any area. That after action review thing, you can look at that. It's maybe to help you after a fire team training. That's basically like a format to go over what you just did in your fire team training. I honestly have no idea why they put it right here. It confuses me to this day. Exercise 2. I am going to... Oh, perfect. There's 3 of you. Each of you will get a different situation, and you will describe to me if you will do an offensive operation, a defensive operation, and if so, what kind of operation you will use. You will be in command of 1st Platoon Echo Company being at full strength. The enemy is the Pakistani Regular Army. Situation 1 will go to Mr. Martin. Over the last 3 weeks, TRA forces have been fairly quiet. Attacks have subsided significantly, and enemy forces have avoided all engagements in the AOR. Charlie Company to our east has reported the same lack of decisive enemy contact, but their recon patrols have shown a great deal of enemy movement into Echo Company's AOR. Last night, 2nd Platoon and 3rd Platoon both reported spotting fire-sized groups of enemy forces moving into 1st Platoon's AOR. 1st Platoon has been tasked with determining if the enemy force is massing in our AOR. What are you going to do and why?
I think I would go defensive, and I would do a deliberate defense.
Okay.
The reason being is they're gearing up to either A, defense themselves, or B, go against us more, and we have the ground that they most likely want if they're going to go offense, and we know where we could most likely do a good defense against them if they were to push.
Okay. Mr. Biggs, are you present?
Yep.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Can you tell me anything wrong with Mr. Martin's choice?
Well, yeah, if, we don't know, like it depends on, like, the last, recon, because they could be just sort of, doing sort of hit and run attacks. So realistically, what we want to do is actually sort of go after them and, like, actually find out what size of their force is, and basically do like a recon in force to discover more about them, and if we can engage them and just take them out. That's what I'd do.
Bingo. Thank you, Mr. Biggs. Now, Mr. Martin, seeing as how you had no idea if the enemy force was massing in your area, you have no idea what size they are, how many troops they have, what kind of equipment they have, and your objective was actually to find out if they were massing in your AOR, a defensive operation was not the best choice. Like Mr. Biggs said, a recon in force would have been the best choice there. Do you see why?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure you understand. Situation 2, we will give to Mr. Chandler. For the last week, TRA forces have been spotted moving up and down MSR Zulu in squad-sized elements for unknown purposes. Most of these movements have been at night. First Platoon seized Hill 488 yesterday at 1600 and have been in a hasty defensive position for the last 5 hours. Your platoon has just been tasked with denying TRA forces access to MSR Zulu for the rest of the night. What are you going to do and why?
Right. Is Hill 488 under fire?
Negative.
Okay.
You're denying them access to MSR Zulu.
And essentially you're saying I've got to give you a type of a sense of operation that was just read, and then give you a reason of why I would do that, is that right?
You can choose an offensive operation or a defensive operation, and you have to choose one of the types of those, and then explain to me
Okay.
why.
I'm going to say movement to contact. The reason being is we've already got intel on what type of force is moving up and down. It's going to be a safe assumption to assume the reason why they're moving at night is because they're moving a force based on some sort of situational attack. So they have a plan, and they've decided to move at night would be more secure for them. I would therefore move my entire platoon up to Hill, was it 488?
Mm-hmm. Take in mind you have already been there for 5 hours.
Okay, deliberate attack. Full front and assault. We've already been there, we already know what's going to happen. We're going to push up to the road, and we're going to fight fire with fire.
Okay. You know what? Most people give me blocking action. I'm sure if I would have asked Mr. Biggs, he probably would have told you he would have done a blocking action, which is designed to deny the enemy access to a key road or network of roads.
Very
So,
true.
you know, it's they all say, hey, this fits perfectly for this situation. But you know
Can I
what?
explain?
No, hold on. I'm like you, Mr. Chandler. We already know they're moving in fire team-sized forces at night, so they're really trying to avoid contact. They're trying to be sneaky. I would also do a deliberate attack, go find them, and eliminate them as quickly and as violently as possible. That's just how I am. I would have done either a deliberate attack or a movement to contact probably would have been the best choice, since they are mobile, and movement to contact is designed to make your friendly forces mobile as well. But I'm with you. I would have done an offensive operation. So, excellent work. Fuck defensive actions.
Defense is if it's presses. I'm sure someone said that once.
Mm-hmm. Nothing has ever been successfully defended. Ever. Last night, TRA force... Oh, sorry. Mr. Hines, this is you.
Yep.
Last night, TRA forces decisively engaged Charlie Company's position. Charlie was able to defeat and attack their scout... Okay. I always mess up on this because there's a fucking typo right here.
Yeah,
I told them to change it. So, basically, Charlie Company defeated the attack, and they sent their scout teams to follow the enemy forces, in which they did follow them back to what we now think is a major staging point in the area.
Yep.
In 3 hours, Charlie Company and Echo Company will attack this staging point and capture it in order to destroy the remaining forces. First Platoon, which is you, will be responsible for the westernmost flank during the attack. What are you going to do and why?
Okay. I'll choose movement to contact. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Oh, I'll choose movement to contact since we already engaged the enemy and we know what they have
Strength is.
and their strength. Yeah, we know their strength So, yeah, I'll choose movement to contact.
Okay. I'll accept that. However, since this is a operation, a full operation, we're attacking a major staging point, the best choice would have been to go with a deliberate attack, since a deliberate attack is a engagement upon a known enemy position with pre-planned coordination and employment of firepower. That probably was the best choice. However, movement to contact also would be acceptable in case they decided to retreat. You would be able to move and stop them, and you're technically regaining contact with the enemy after they just attacked us. So I'll
Yeah.
accept it. Good job.
Thank you.
Alright, this part I usually just kind of speed run through. I'm not going to read this because it's common sense. Role of the infantry. They're the main force. Supporting elements. They support the infantry. Close air support. Blow shit up in support of the infantry. Supporting arms. Also destroy or suppress enemy forces in support of the infantry. Prepping the battlefield, setting up minefields, getting pre-planned distances for your machine gun teams, setting up pre-planned CAS missions, staging ammunition, yada yada yada. Role of the machine gun teams, being a machine gunner myself, I can tell you we do not provide small arms firepower. We provide massive amounts of firepower to eliminate shitloads of enemies while the infantry platoon moves in and does their thing. Role of the assault teams, short, sweet, and simple. They blow shit up.
Hoorah.
Role of the LAR, reconnaissance, and they also act as a QRF because they have their own personal vehicles attached to them and they can move around and shit. Heavy armor, tanks. They blow up other tanks. Scout snipers, the 15th doesn't have any, but they provide long-range recon and precision anti-personnel capabilities. If you don't know what a sniper does, I mean, come on, it's a sniper. Okay. Excuse me. Proper radio comms. Basically, I'm just gonna simplify this for you. Just be calm and clear and to the point. Don't babble on about a novel, about how you're under fire. Oh my god, my troops are dying all around me, what the fuck do I do? Oh my god, I'm dying, help, please. That is not the right thing to do. I'll give you a couple examples they give. Take a breath before you're about to make a report, and also, if you have to, write it down before you make your radio comms, so you know exactly what you're going to say. It's quick, you can get it out. So here's an example of what not to do. I'm taking fire. It's coming from a... no, it's a BMP. No, it's a BRDM. It's shooting at me. My troops are dying. It's to the west. I don't know where it's coming from. It's big. It's green. Bombs. Fire. Oh, I'm dead. That's not what to do. This is what to do. I'm going to be really loud with my breath here, for example. Brace yourselves. This is Gambler11 requesting anti-vehicle support at grid reference 1 tree 5 1 tree tree MG BRDM beside the greenhouse. Over. See that? Calm, cool, collected, short, to the point. Communication procedures. Start with who you're wanting to talk to, followed by with who you are. So here's an example. Gambler 4 actual, this is Gambler 411 on 140, how copy, over. So I started with who I was talking to, who I was, and what net I was broadcasting on. And all comms finish with over. That lets them know you're done talking. I'm sure you guys know about this shit. They went over it in ITV. Also, keep in mind, some people, the higher up the COC you go, the more radios they're listening to, so they may not be able to hear you, or, I mean, you need to speak quickly so you can get it out of the way and they can listen to the other comms. Key words. Repeat. Don't ever ask someone to repeat on the radio, because if the artillery guys hear repeat, they shoot again. And that can be bad. Very
It has
bad.
happened before.
Yes, Mr. Hines would know about this very well. if you don't hear what someone says or you don't understand it and you need them to do it again, say again your last. Over. Perfect. That's exactly what you say. Don't ever say repeat. I have witnessed someone say repeat, and somehow, some way, it made its way to the India battery, and a whole bunch of guys got blown the fuck up.
Yep.
Roger and copy, those both mean understood. Over, that is when you're done talking. Out is when the conversation is over and you don't expect further response. Don't ever out the person who's calling you. It's whoever initiates the communication, they are the ones who say out. Because they don't require any more information from you. They're done talking. Here's an example. Kingpin, this is Gambler 2128, over. Gambler 2, this is Kingpin, go ahead, over. Kingpin, this is Gambler 2, AAA spotted at grid reference 2 treat 4, 2 treat 4. Will confirm when neutralized. Over. Gambler 2, this is Kingpin. Copy that. Over. Kingpin, this is Gambler 2. Out. Mr. Biggs, you have a comment?
Yeah, if I may. I'd always recommend saying again the coordinates. Say them twice, just in case, like the guy on the other end, he might be writing them down, and he might need, like a second time for you to say them again. So.
Good point. Keep in mind that, gentlemen. If you don't do it and he doesn't get it, he will ask you to say. Well, he should ask you to say again. If he doesn't, then he's crazy. Mr. Chandler.
It's more of a comment on what Big said. It's nice to know, but again, when you're in the heat of battle, you want to keep it short and sweet. So if he doesn't hear you, again, he would sit there and say, say again your last. It's generally, you only need to say that really with people who ain't experienced with dealing with them sort of communications.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, use your initiative when it comes to things like that.
Just basically use your best judgment on when you think the best time is to say it again. Over time you'll get really good on the radio.
Usually, like whenever I say it again, it's usually when I think, oh shit, I've said that a little bit too fast, so I had to repeat myself. God damn it, I say again.
See, that's the thing. Is if he said it the way Jones said it originally, which was 2, 3, and he actually pauses after each one. I've seen notice a lot of people go grid reference 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And I've gone what? And that's when people have gone to say it again. So usually, if you do it 2, pause, 3, pause, 4, pause, 2, and do it that way.
Yeah.
Generally, people understand it.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah. Alrighty. This next part is how to do a proper radio check. You transmit a radio check. Make sure you specify what channel. Someone responds, you respond. So, example. This is Gambler 22128, radio check, over. Gambler 22, this is 2 Romeo, roger that, over. Gambler 2 Romeo, this is Gambler 22, roger that, out. That's pretty long, there's some of those words you can take out. Just make sure you're trying to make things as brief as possible. Call for fires, this is for like fire missions. And Mr. Hines, you could probably tell us if this document's wrong or not, since you're in India Battery. Excuse me. So we'll just go over this. Step 1, give warning order. Actually, let me explain this. This is after you have already radioed them up on the radio. They know that they're in a conversation with you. This isn't just you call out over the radio, fire here, this is after you've made contact. Step 1, you give warning order for a call for fire. Basic information, including the observer, what type of call it is, i.e. adjust, fire for effect, suppression, immediate suppression. And Mr. Hines, I believe they had changed that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, I think.
Yeah, I believe that there's no, more
change it.
adjusting for fire and shit like that. Then you
it's
will give...
walk now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Walk
You will
50
give...
meters of last or something.
You give your target location, Preferably a 8-digit grid would be the best to give. That's the most dead on. You can give a 6-digit grid, which isn't very accurate. That's a 100 meter by 100 meter area. You could give a polar or shift from a known point. Target description, size, shape, activity, protection, method of engagement, trajectory, type, danger close, types of projectiles, shit like that. And then you have your simplified CAS call, target location, which is its grid. Again, 8-digit grid's preferable. Type of target, infantry, car, light armor, heavy armor, structure. Description, by the tree line, in the open area, next to a house, on the road, on the MSR, shit like that. How is the target going to be marked? Popped red smoke, IR laser, shit like that. Location of friendlies, distance and direction of friendlies from target. How friendlies will be marked, smoke, chem light, strobe. Recommended attack direction. That's the direction he's going to come in. Never have him attack towards friendlies. Make sure he's preferably going away from friendlies. Then you have your advanced, or no, excuse me, this is your medevac call. You give the location of pickup, grid, call sign of the wounded, number of patients, special equipment required, helo evac, ambulance, corpsman treatment, method of marking pickup, how it's going to be marked, popped on green smoke, terrain description, description of area, of patients, how well and how secure it is. Then you have your full CAS call. This is if you're really wanting to be specific of where he is, where he goes, shit like that. You have your initial point, which is where they're going to start their attack run from. It's a grid reference or location. Heading, which is the bearing from their attack location to the target. Give the distance. Target elevation. Target description. Tank. Enemy fire team. Enemy troop transport. By the tree line next to the building. Target location. Give grid where the target is. Type of mark, or type mark, excuse me. How friendlies will mark the target if possible, and laser code if applicable. Location of friendlies, grid reference, or location of friendlies in reference to the enemy, and way position is marked if possible. Egress direction, cardinal left-right direction the aircraft should exit the attack run from. Exercise 3, it wants each one of you to do one of these CAS calls correctly. So I'm going to give you each 3 minutes. Martin, you come up with a call for fire mission for artillery. Chandler, you come up with a 9-line CAS call. That's the full one. And Mr. Chandler, you come up with a medevac call to bring in a helo and get some guys out. I'm going to give you each 3 minutes to come up with one.
You mean
and
Heinz?
then Heinz, yeah, sorry. And then after that 3 minutes, I'm going to have you each say it as if you were talking on the radio. So, begin.
Okay, copy.
Are we starting it from the very start? So it'd be like, requesting such and such on blah blah blah. Get communication with the helicopter, or we're going to the assumption we've already got communication with the person we're trying to call in.
Just to speed this up, let's go into the assumption you've already made contact with who you need.
What's that?
Does gunfighter do medivacs?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's who would do it.
Yep.
You want to do a 9-line medevac?
No, yours is a 9-line CAS call, so
Okay.
rocket run, gun run, something like that.
I go now?
If you're done,
Yeah, well, you know. Let's have a look. Can you give me a call sign?
uh, Gambler 2 Romeo to Gunfighter 70.
I'll just
Or-
use my one. I'll just use Gunfire 2-1 or some crap. There you
Yeah, Gunfighter 2-1 and whoever the hell you are.
go. Oh, crap, I hate doing these. I'm never over the JTAC. Gunfire 2-1, grid reference for fire mission as follows. 272174. Heading 250 from target. Distance 900 meters. Elevation 1200 meters. Break. Target description. 2 times BMPs. Target location. Break. 274876. Heading due west along ASR. Mark will be with laser. Location of friendlies. 600 meters to the south-southeast of marked targets. Ingress from the east, egress west. Hard copy over. How's that?
Beautiful, Mr. Chandler. And did you all take note of how he got talking for a while and he needed to take a breath to calm down? He said, break. You can always say that if you're gonna stutter or something, just say break. And if you fuck up, say break, correction on last, and then say what's correct. Don't say, oops, sorry, that was wrong, let me say it again. Just say break, correction on last. And if someone contacts you and you're busy, say wait one, and that means they're waiting for you to respond. You're busy, you've got bullets whizzing over your head, shit like that.
I can go next. I just don't know if I have it correct.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me your fire mission. Mr. Hines, what is the call sign for India Battery?
India battery.
Oh, I did not know that. I have never had the great pleasure of calling India Battery.
That was great.
I didn't know if they were called, I don't know, Gun 1 or whatever.
Now, when our guy gets it, he just calls out to us, and we have 6 guns, so we all organize it so each gun fires where.
Okay,
Most times you get different targets.
cool. Alrighty, Mr. Martin, go ahead. Call up India Battery and give them
So which
something
call
to
sign
blow up.
should I use? Just my call sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on
Hey,
frequency
Maker.
40.
Okay.
Sorry.
Haymaker 1 to India Battery on 40, requesting fire for effect on grid 154129. 10 rounds of HE. At that grid, friendlies are to the north. I guess that's it. I wouldn't really know.
Alright, one thing that was really fucking quick. I recommend you take a breath and say it a hell of a lot slower. Because even right now I couldn't tell you what grid you said. Make sure you give a nice... If you get, you're in trouble or something, say break, calm yourself. You can always say that. Other than that, I think you did okay. Alright, Mr. Hines, are you ready to give us a medevac?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Alrighty, go ahead and give us a medevac.
Gunfighter 1-1, this is Gambler 4-1. Need a medevac request at grids 134-226, 6 priority 1. Friendly units, pickup point will be marked with green smoke.
Okay.
That's it.
That was pretty good. Mr. Chandler, you have a comment?
A good thing to know is when you're doing precise things, so it's a grid reference, as how many casualties you're picking up or how many targets you're aiming at or you're trying to target, slow it down.
Okay.
because
Copy.
that's the most important part. The rest of it you can just go on, word pronunciation, which basically means your brain fills in what you think you're being told, which comes
Okay.
from you being told it over and over again, which is why people get used to it. However, the most important thing is the actual thing you're trying to tell them. So how many targets you got, or how many casualties are you picking up, or a grid coordinate. That's the most important part of it. The rest of it, the pilots who actually are doing this generally know, because they've been through it so many times, that their
Yeah.
brain will fill in the blanks to know what you're trying to say. Even if you screw it up, they'll know that's what you're trying to say.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. There is the link to the report, gentlemen, and congratulations. You all passed Sergeant 202.
Oh yeah!
Yay!
Yay. Thank you.
You betcha.
Thank you for your time, Corporal Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Greatly appreciative.
That
If
was
you-
the communication class, correct?
No, this was ground tactics and military
Okay.
military operations with a little bit of comms at the end.
Okay.
I don't know that there's a specific communication class. But if you gentlemen do need any other courses, I give at least one of these courses every day.
The only thing I need to know is my 203.
Awesome. That one sucks major ass.
Where do you
I've heard.
do you have to sign up for 203? Oh no, shit. Sorry.
I don't make
Don't think-
anyone sign up. You can just hop in my channel or wait for me to post a chat in global.
Oh.
How I do it is I get on whenever I'm gonna get on. I post a chat in global saying if anyone needs any NCO courses, come to my channel. The first one into my channel decides what class we're doing for that day.
You already taught it to me, but I was just making sure because someone asked me and I didn't know. So
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, gentlemen, you're free to disperse.
all right, thanks
Okay.
again.
You bet.
Okay, gentlemen.
So, Mr. Biggs, did you get a grasp on it?
Yeah. Pretty good.